Good evening, Fit Fan. I did take some people, Drew, but you can take some more people.
Tag the rest of the crew.
Yeah. We are making peanut butter cookies tonight, but I'm going to show you how to make them grain-free. So the original recipe has CTP in it, and we don't have any CTP left here. And Drew and I have been trying more grain-free recipes. But that doesn't mean that you can't use CTP, or like CTP isn't as good as grain-free, for example. Well, you can still use your CTP. It's perfectly fine. I'm just going to show you a different way that you can make some cookies if you don't have CTP, for example. But CTP is still a really good alternative to flour. There's tons of nutrients in CTP, and it has all of the macros. So it has healthy carbs, it has healthy fats, protein. What am I missing, Drew?
It has all the macronutrients. I was getting on the page here.
Oh, he wasn't listening
It has
to what I was saying.
complete proteins. They're both complete proteins.
The hemp and the quinoa.
Quinoa are both complete proteins.
That's why we call it Complete Truth.
And then they have antioxidants, fiber, and healthy fats.
Yeah. So CTP is still one of our number one choices, or our number one choice for flour. We just didn't bring enough with us, and we're kind of out. So we're going to make it with almond flour and cassava flour. We've been really experimenting lots with the cassava flour. Last time when I did the muffins, I had a blend. It was a flour blend, and it was cassava flour, almond flour, and coconut flour. I really liked that blend, but we went to a different grocery store this time, and I couldn't find that blend, and I got just the cassava flour, and I didn't really like it just on its own. I mean, I only tried it once, so I'd have to play around with it, but on its own, it was super, what do you call that, Drew? Doughy or spongy or dense on its own. So I have to play around with it a little bit more. So that's why this time for the cookies, they turned out gorgeously. But for these cookies, I use the cassava flour and almond flour. I really like almond flour as well, one of my favorites, other than CTP, of course. But almond flour can be tricky on its own as well because it absorbs a lot of the liquid. So kind of got to play around a little bit with the flours. I don't find almond flour is the best for a 1-to-1. That's another reason why Complete Truth Protein is really good for beginners if you're just getting started with healthy baking, because you can convert it 1-to-1 and it's pretty easy to work with. Some of these other flours can be tricky and it takes some more practice.
We got my mom in here.
Hello.
And Kim's in here.
Hey, Kim.
And I think I'm the other one.
I do see 3 on the screen. So let's get started. So the original recipe says 1 cup of flour. What I'm going to do is 1 cup of Complete Truth Protein. So if you're making this along with me, then you can get your Complete Truth Protein out if you have it. If not, grab the flour that you have and you can still make the cookies. There was something else I was going to say, but now I forget. One of the reasons that I love this recipe is because you can throw all the ingredients in one bowl. There's very few ingredients. Simple. Throw them all in one bowl and mix it up. Just very quick and easy to make healthy cookies. So I'm going to do half. This is cassava flour. Just 100% cassava flour. So I'm going to do a half a cup of that one. Doesn't want to come out very well, Drew.
Shake it.
Shake it up. This is when I get messy. Okay, half a cup of cassava flour. It's very powdery. I was doing a little test earlier with cassava flour, and it's very like powdery.
Annette jumped in here.
Hey, Annette. And then I'm actually gonna put, even though the recipe says 1 cup of Complete Truth Protein, I put half a cup of cassava flour. I'm going to put a full cup of almond flour because, like I said, almond flour is a bit trickier to work with. But I find you need more almond flour than regular flour because it soaks up all your liquid very easily, and it's moist because it's almonds.
So it's 1 cup of almond flour and a half a cup of cassava flour.
And that's what I did. So the original recipe is 1 cup of complete truth protein, but because I'm playing around a bit with the different flours, I did half a cup of cassava flour and then 1 full cup of almond flour.
If anyone wants to write that down, that'd be fantastic.
Oh,
Someone always asks after. And Annette did an amazing job of the grain-free granola.
Oh yeah, that's such a good one.
She wrote out the whole recipe for Cindy.
Oh wow. We actually do have a blog coming up for that one.
Nick just completed it.
Yeah. And then I'm going to put baking powder and baking soda in. So 1.5 of baking powder and then a half of baking soda. You don't have to do this one. It's not in the recipe because you don't absolutely need it with the complete truth protein. But because I was using different flours, I decided to throw that in with the gluten-free flours so that, because I wasn't sure. I'm really used to using complete truth protein, but we've been experimenting a lot this summer. And it's been fun. It's been a lot of fun. Hasn't it, Drew? Drew is the taste tester.
It's very important.
So he's been having lots of fun.
Yeah. Well, your recipes almost always work out.
Yeah, I get a little disappointed sometimes.
Even if Dorothy doesn't love it. And that says cassava flour. Never heard of it.
Tell them what it is, Drew. The cassava.
Oh, I should grab some pictures. I'll grab some pictures from our friend Dylan. He actually grows it in Sri Lanka, and he sent some pictures. It's basically a root. It's kind of it's hard to explain it. It's like almost like a sweet potato. It's a root. Reminds me of a sweet potato, but it's white on the inside and it's brown on the outside.
It's very white. Drew tried to make me potatoes the one time. Remember?
Oh yeah, I didn't really turn
with the cassava root, and they weren't really that good. But because
like how Dorothy tells me to explain, then discards me.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No.
No.
It's cooking with Dorothy.
Go ahead, Drew.
I don't want to do it anymore.
Too bad. I'm not going to talk until you talk.
No, it's just it's hard to explain. It looks like it's just a root that grows underground, and it's they process it like a flour now, so it's a grain-free flour. There's like a grain-free type of movement. So we found quite a few different recipes that we've been trying out. So I'm looking at pictures right now, and I'm gonna see if I can drag a couple in the comments for you guys.
So one of the reasons I get comments about this recipe sometimes that it's too oily, and that is because of the natural peanut butter. So you have to make sure your peanut butter is stirred really well, your natural peanut butter. And it's one of those things with healthy baking that is a little bit harder to control because not all the peanut butters are going to be the same consistency. Some of them are a little bit more liquidy, some of them are a little bit harder. If you don't stir it quite as much, again, it's going to be a little bit more liquidy. So if you find that when you make the cookies that there's too much oil, like it's too oily from the natural peanut butter, then you can add a little bit more flour to the recipe, so then it will soak up some of that oil. So with most of the healthy baking, you kind of have to adjust according to the ingredients because like natural peanut butter, it's not always consistent. So that was 1 cup of natural peanut butter. And then I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of maple syrup for our sweetener.
This is crazy. I'm not able to drag it into the comments, the pictures, but I'm gonna put these up in a new post before I forget. They are crazy.
They're so huge.
This isn't how big you see them at the grocery store.
No.
By the way.
But the pictures that he's gonna show is from our friend's garden in Sri Lanka.
Yeah.
I forgot to mention that you'll want to preheat your oven to 350. True?
You want me to turn it on?
If you get a moment, please. So 350 we'll cook these ones at. Another reason I really like this one is because you only have to cook them for 8 minutes, sometimes 10 minutes. So it's one of those recipes that you can whip up really quickly. So for example, if you're in the evening, you might be a little bored or have some extra time and you have a craving, this is a really good one. You can whip it up really quickly and then you don't have to wait 20-30 minutes like you do muffins. Just 8 minutes in the oven and they're ready to go. So this is a 1/4 cup of applesauce. So applesauce will replace your oil or your butter in a healthy recipe or in baking to make it a bit healthier. And you can just replace that 1-to-1. So you don't have to worry about a crazy conversion for that one. But oil to applesauce is a 1-to-1 conversion. Just be sure that you check your applesauce because a lot of times it's sweetened. So just make sure it says unsweetened, but then check your ingredients as well to make sure that there's just apples, because sometimes they put some preservatives and things in the applesauce so it keeps its color. So just make sure that you look at the ingredients and it just says apples, because they do like to sneak some ingredients in sometimes.
Kim jumped in here. She says, I'm here, but I may have to leave.
That's okay.
And then Shauna jumped in here as
Hey,
well.
Shauna. Drew, I might need you to open this one.
Toss it over.
Oh, I don't think I should throw it. It's glass. So that's just some vanilla. I'm going to add a teaspoon of vanilla. And then you don't have to, but if you want to, you can add some chocolate chips. I added chocolate chips to the ones I made this afternoon. Drew, would you like me to add chocolate chips to this one or leave it plain?
Whatever you want. Chocolate chips are good.
Okay. Let's add some chocolate chips then. You don't need very many in this recipe. Usually I just sprinkle some in. But let's go with the 1/4 cup of chocolate chips. Then you have peanut butter chocolate.
And who doesn't love peanut butter chocolate?
These chocolate chips I showed you guys when we made the muffins, we were really impressed with these ones because it's made with fair trade cacao, which is really cool. So I suppose cacao industry is one that you want to be careful of because not all of the, what do you call it, workers would be compensated fairly. Is that how you would say it? So whenever you're buying cacao, you'll want to make sure that it has the fair trade symbol on it so that you know that it's ethical. Is that the right way to say it, Drew?
Yeah.
And then, so it's fair trade chocolate, cacao. And then there's stevia as the sweetener. So cacao butter and cacao powder, which is fair trade. And then it has the stevia as a sweetener. So it is sugar free, which is awesome. I like those ones. Of course, you do pay a little bit more for those ones. The milk chocolate ones were probably like half the price. But that's why you just need a little bit. And then I'm going to add a teaspoon of vanilla. Again, make sure, I think I say this pretty much every time, but make sure that it's the real vanilla extract and not the artificial one, because that one is no good. The artificial one, it's just garbage.
Has anyone made these cookies before?
That's a good question. Then we're just going to stir it up. Drew, can you get my pan? It's on the stove.
What day is it today? Today's Monday.
It's Monday because Cooking with Dorothy is on Mondays.
Right. What? Oh, this pan here?
Yes, please.
Here's
So you'll want to put a parchment paper on your pan, but we didn't have any parchment paper. I forgot to pick some up at the store. So I just greased the pan with some coconut oil. You can probably see it's a little shiny. So that's an option as well. But they will, if you don't do anything, they'll most likely stick. So you'll just want to make sure that you grease the pan or you put some parchment paper in there. We did have one of those sheets. Are they made of silicone or something?
Yeah.
But it melted. So we're not a big fan of those anymore. Yeah. Okay, so I'm just mixing up the dough.
So we should mention, Sean and Dave's, we put a post up today. Sean and Dave's anniversary passed recently.
Happy anniversary.
And then Liz and Zach's is today.
Oh, nice.
So happy anniversary, you guys.
Oh, it's so hard not to look this.
And then Susan's
birthday
just passed.
That's right. Happy birthday, Sue. Now the dough's all mixed up. That's how easy it is. I'm just always so impressed. Drew likes the crunchy peanut butter.
Yes.
So there is little chunks of peanuts.
It has to be crunchy.
Peanuts. Like little chunky pieces of peanuts in here too. But if you don't like that, you can use the smooth peanut butter too. But Drew likes his peanut butter chunky. I made a mistake once and I bought the smooth and he wasn't very happy with me.
Smooth's no good. It's gotta be chunky.
I just pulled one off the shelf kind of quickly, read the ingredients, it's just peanuts, and I threw it in the cart. And then we got home and he's like, "You bought the wrong one."
You like the smooth, don't you?
Well, now that I'm used to the crunchy because of you.
It just doesn't seem right without the crunch. It's more natural.
So this little scoop is quite handy. It's a Pampered Chef scoop. And this size is a half a tablespoon. It's perfect for protein balls. But I find with the cookies, you need a full tablespoon. So two scoops. I'm pretty sure these come in different sizes. These little scoopers come in different sizes. So you might be able to get a full one, like a full tablespoon one. But this one here is just a halfer. So perfect for the protein balls because I like the half a tablespoonish size for the protein balls. It's a nice size. And then you'll just, once you have the tablespoon size, you just roll it. I did wash my hands at the front so you can see it a little better. Just roll up the balls. Oop. And then we'll squish it. Squish it with the fork. And then once you have them all rolled up and squished, Drew actually is the squisher.
Very important job.
Very important job. My fork's here. I usually have a little glass of water beside me to dip my fork into because it will get a little sticky. The fork kind of sticks to your cookies. But if you have a little bit glass of water there, every 2 or 3 cookies, you can just mix or stir your fork into the water and then your fork won't stick on the cookies when you're going. Drew is like a mad typist over there. What are you doing?
I'm hanging out.
I don't believe you.
I'm writing the thing.
He's writing a thing. See? I know it. So I'm just going to finish scooping these up. I don't even remember how many this made earlier, Drew. Do you remember?
No. I was not concerned about the number, just the taste. Just eating them.
I'm putting them into pairs of 3 so I can count by 3s. It looks like it made 3, 6, 9, 12. Looks like it made 15. Because Drew snuck a couple.
I had 1, thank you. How many did you have?
1. We each snuck 1. That's it, you guys. After this, they're going into the oven for about 8 minutes. Check them after 8 minutes, and if the bottoms should be nice and golden brown, and if not, leave them for a couple more minutes, 10 minutes. But I wouldn't leave them longer than 10 minutes. They might seem like they're not quite done, like they're still a little doughy, but once you take them out and they cool, they'll be just fine. They'll be perfect. So just try not to over bake them. And they don't super puff up like regular peanut butter cookies, I suppose. But I guarantee you, they are delish. They're not going to last very long around here with the Cookie Monster.
They're delicious. Like, your kids are going to love them. Your spouse are going to love them. They're fantastic.
Yeah. I know it's hard now because a lot of schools have nut restrictions, so I wouldn't be able to send these ones in school lunches, for example. But it could be like an after-school snack, for example, instead of an at-school snack. We our school doesn't really have those restrictions. So I know we have a number of teachers in here. I don't know if those restrictions apply to the teachers too, or just the students in the classroom. Like if you go to the staff room, for example, outside your classroom to eat. But we really love these ones. Looks like we have some extra dough, Drew.
I think I should eat it. My mom said she likes the crunchy ones too.
Crunchy peanut butter's good. Okay, looks like we'll have some extra dough too. Make some more in a bit. After this batch.
Oh, there's the oven.
Oven's ready. Drew, you're not here to do your job. Squishing.
I did squish them after, and Dorothy didn't like how I squished them.
That's untrue. That's
It's
not
true.
true.
It's very true. You said I squished them too much.
No, I gave you a suggestion.
Dorothy's very particular.
I say, well, you don't have to squish them so they're flat.
I like them squished that way.
Well, you can. One time, I was going to say something that wasn't so nice, Drew. I was going to say this recipe is so simple even Drew can make it.
Oh,
on his own.
It's not very nice. I've made this on my own multiple times.
Yes, Drew really likes this recipe. And one time you were super creative, Drew, because you didn't have the applesauce. So you smooshed up a banana.
And now I make with banana every time.
So if you want banana peanut butter cookies,
Chocolate.
you could have banana peanut butter chocolate cookies.
Yeah!
You just have to replace the applesauce with the mushed banana.
Mm-hmm.
I think some people must say mashed banana.
You say mush.
I say mushed banana.
Shauna says, thanks, guys. And then Shauna says, me too, Drew. So I think she's a crunchy fan.
Lots of crunchy fans. My dad is a crunchy fan. My mom is a smooth fan. So whenever we had peanut butter balls at Christmas time, we'd have two varieties of peanut butter balls because one was a smooth fan.
Shauna says she's going to make these and take them to the lake.
Nice. They'll be a hit. You going this weekend, Shauna? Is Louise in here?
I don't think so.
Okay. The only reason I'm asking is because Louise posted that she was doing a 5K in September. And I thought I was going to ask her which 5K because I thought it'd be cool if some of us joined her. If it was local, like a local one.
She's in Calgary, so maybe.
Maybe it's a Calgary one.
Maybe.
So these are going to go into the oven 8 minutes at 350. And then they'll come out so beauteous like this. You don't have to put the chocolate chips either if you don't want to. That's just an option.
Shauna says she's leaving Thursday morning for about 10 days.
Ooh, fun. That's awesome.
Awesome. You guys are camping lots this summer.
Yeah. I was hearing from some other people that the smoke is clearing too. So
It's nice.
somebody had said something about blue skies.
Oh, Nikki said that.
Is that where I heard it from Nikki? Yeah. So maybe it was on Success Sunday yesterday.
Yep.
Yeah. And then I think somebody else posted on their page. I don't remember. One of my friends on Facebook had posted about that too. About, oh, we finally got to see a sunset. So that's good. That's nice.
And then Success Sunday, we launched our new product.
We did.
Yeah.
So if you missed that, if you weren't around for Success Sunday, we actually had quite more people than usual that we've had throughout the summer on Success Sunday. So that was really nice that you guys made the time to tune in this Sunday. And if you missed it, go back and watch because Success Sunday because we launched our new product in there. So it's kind of a secret in our little group because we haven't launched it to anyone else yet. We haven't put it in any of our other groups. We haven't put it on our public page, our public True Form page. So just our little Fit Fam circle knows about this new product so far because we wanted you guys to get first dibs. So go check out our Success Sunday and find out all about our new product. It's an algae product, so greens. It's spirulina and chlorella. So
I really liked Alicia's comment because that was something that we were kind of weary of when I wanted to getting into greens is the taste. Because everyone's like, oh, gross, green smoothies, green powder, green whatever. So Alicia said she wanted to start taking spirulina or chlorella, but she could only find it in powder form. So this is really nice. You don't have to worry about the taste. You just pop it like a pill.
Yeah, that is true, because some of those green powders, like Drew and I have experimented quite a lot, and some of the green powders are almost like grassy tasting, aren't they?
Yeah.
So this is nice. You can just swallow the tablets. And it's food, like food grade, so.
You can take it with you. So with the powder, you have to put in a smoothie.
Right.
Probably wouldn't put it in like a drink.
I don't think. I mean, some greens you see, because these things are becoming more mainstream. So sometimes you see, like, on people's stories or TikTok videos or something, like them pouring greens in water and stirring it up. I imagine those are flavored greens, because Drew and I had to weed through quite a bit of greens that were sweetened and flavored, which of course adds more ingredients, and most of the time they weren't clean ingredients. So what is nice about these tablets is that it's just spirulina, one ingredient in the spirulina tab, just chlorella in the chlorella one, so one ingredient each, so that's awesome.
Shauna says, do the cookies need to be stored in the fridge or on the counter?
Depends how fast you're going to eat them.
Should I put this in the...
We usually store ours in the fridge, Shauna, but I guess it depends, like, how fast you're going to eat them, how warm it is outside. But if you want to be safe, you could store them in the fridge, for sure. But
how long you want those on for?
8 minutes, please.
Alexa, set alarm for 8 minutes.
8 minutes. Starting now.
It's the same, isn't it? So yeah, we put ours in the fridge, but if you're gonna eat them quickly, you can probably leave them on the counter. But here at the beach, it's quite humid, so things go bad quicker here.
Like the muffins, for example, we always store the muffins in the fridge because of that. Like, it's so humid, they will go moldy. The cookies, I've never had a trouble with them going moldy, but I wouldn't want to risk it. Because, that would be so sad if they went moldy and you had to throw them out. So if you want to be safe, you can throw them in the fridge, for sure. I know that Louise makes big batches of baking and freezes them, actually. So if you had some extra time, you could this would be an easy one to make a double batch of. And then you could throw some in the freezer too for weeks to come as well. It's always nice to have things to grab.
Grab and go.
Grab and go.
My mom says there's blue skies there too.
Nice.
Nice that the smoke cleared out there.
Yeah. Yeah, that was one thing that I was concerned about. Like when we go back, I'm like, no, I don't want to be smoky.
We'll probably wrap things up.
Yeah, for sure. We'll let you guys get going. Thanks for tuning in.
Mm-hmm.
And what day? It's Monday. See, I did the same thing. What day is it? Monday. Yeah. We'll catch you guys Friday morning live on the True Form page, and then for Success Sunday. What do we got? Anything going on in the group this?
We did an intro for Louise.
Yeah.
So if you guys haven't got a chance to read that or comment, you can go back and say hello to Louise. And if you guys haven't filled out that yourself, we'd appreciate it so we can all get to know each other.
And then Drew did put up a post about the spirulina and the chlorella. It was actually a little frustrating because the post that he wrote, Facebook put that post in Facebook jail.
Put it in review.
Put it in Facebook jail. So for some reason, you know how Facebook filters or monitors everything. So for some reason, Facebook wouldn't allow him to post that post. But I was like, hey, take a picture of it and try to post it that way. And it went through, just posted just fine. So that's why we have a screenshot of the post, because that's the only way we could have it pass. So take a look at that post, because it'll give you the prices and the different sizes of the chlorella and spirulina tablets, but then also the bonuses that we're offering exclusively for you guys in our FitFam. So each package has a different bonus for you guys.
That bonus expires this Sunday.
Okay.
This Sunday
So make sure that you comment on the post. Is that what you're doing? Not an order form?
This comment for now.
Comment for now.
Yeah.
if you're interested in grabbing some spirulina or chlorella.
Annette says have a good evening. Shauna says have a good night. My mom
Awesome.
says thank you. Have a wonderful evening, everyone.
Yes, thanks for tuning in, you guys. Hope you guys have a wonderful evening. If you make the cookies, post so we can see them. Take a picture and post them so we can see them.
What is that? Bye, guys.
Bye, guys.